do this.
Alright, according to OBS, we are both recording and streaming. So, again, this... Literally no clue how this is going to go. This could go, like... This could literally go anyway. Hang on, let me see if...
One of two ways.
Yeah, like... Oh, goodness. Alright, well, either way, I'm proud of the visuals. So at least I've got, like, that up there.
Yeah,
like, you know, looks
good.
Yeah, looks nice and professional. Saying the...
I'm just waiting for it to come up in the band to say that you're streaming.
Nice. Setting the visibility to public would also probably help. But you know, actually, I'm gonna look on
I'm sitting there refreshing, nothing's coming up.
Oh, for goodness sake! Right, okay. Tell you what, I'm gonna go on to like my channel in a different window, see if like, yeah, no, can see that we do be streaming though, so that's good. Yep, all the
now. Swagging.
Yeah, all the metadata and everything's all good. Title, description, thumbnail. Oh, goodness, right.
Audio's fine as well.
On, like, the off chance someone somewhere sees this, and, like, you know, it's literally my first ever live stream. If anything, that's more, like, what I'm excited about than anything else. So, you know, we're just gonna...
That's understandable.
Of course, yeah. I just noticed I forgot to change my Discord profile picture to something like relevant. It's still this one that I jacked from someone off of Twitter.
But, your freaking part, yeah. Mine's still big news Morgans, so you know.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We moved. Hey, oh wait, someone's in chat. Tharius is in chat. I don't
You've already
know.
got someone got Tharius.
Yeah, but Tharius is in chat. I don't know if that would mean Tharius would still be watching this, but he's left us a comment, so you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. On the off chance he's still there. What's up, dude?
We take those. We take those.
We take those. Somebody actually acknowledged this stream's existence. What do you know? Alright, so, what are you thinking? Do you want to, like, see if we can wait to build up any more people, or, like, do you want to just start talking about that good shit?
Let's just get into it.
Alright.
So where do you want to start then? Want to start with, like, our opinions on the episode, or?
Well, like, I'll start with, like, some level of actual, like, introduction first. So, like, hi, all two people who ever end up seeing this. I say it was mainly my idea. I kind of just dragged him into it because I needed anyone to do this with. Just kind of fancied, like, doing a live stream at some point and just talking about theories about Doctor Who Flux now that we've seen one episode. And I guess that's kind of what we're going to do. We haven't really... There's been practically zero, like, prep and preamble in this at all. This is, like, entirely off the cuff. We've got, like... I've got, like, a minuscule set of notes, and Shik, I'm pretty sure you've got, like, nothing at all yourself, so...
Yeah, I've got nothing. I've got my brain and the vague memory of the episode, because I was also doing shit at the same time. But I remember the episode.
Yeah, of course. I trust you've rewatched it by now at this point. I've watched it, like, twice now, I think.
Yeah, I've gone through and watched clips. I've gone through and watched clips. So it's kind of filled in the parts I don't remember, but... I got the gist. I got the gist.
That's fair enough. I'm also, like, operating on, like, complete blind faith. There's no, like, audio issues or anything like that. So I'm genuinely not going to know until I, like, rewatch some shit again. So, hey, we've got another person in the chat. LDT Productions. Fine. Hopefully they're still there. What's up, bro? That is already way more than I expected to be already. So you know what? Like, I'm feeling pretty good about this. I reckon it's going to be a lot of fun.
2 is better than none, so we take those.
that is definitely very true. So yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm ready to just, like, dive into this. So, like, judging by, like, just purely off of, like, you know, off the cusp from memory, do you have any, like, burning questions after having witnessed the Halloween apocalypse that are, like, rattling around in the old brain?
I have a few things, and It's obviously, we'll start with one of the big parts of the episode with the TARDIS, like, dying in a sense.
Yeah.
And I honestly think obviously they definitely set up Jodie's regeneration towards the end of the season. Obviously, it's gonna by the end of the season, I reckon the TARDIS can be completely dead. Then probably the start of next season or the anniversary, which is coming up. Was it next year or the year after? I think it's next year, isn't it?
Yeah, wait, it's 2023 or the anniversary, so it'll be the year after, won't it?
2023. Yeah, but I feel like the next season is definitely going to be like a soft reboot.
Okay.
And obviously they're leading up to that now with the whole Flux thing, and then the TARDIS dies, then brand new TARDIS, new rules, new everything.
Like new
Obviously,
everything. Like
it's the end of the universe.
you think they're gonna complete like basically like just completely reset the TARDIS from like
Not like a complete. Yeah, yeah. Like it's gonna be like a hard reboot, but a soft reboot at the same time because obviously there was a significant amount of backlash from the Timeless Child and like just 13's run as a whole.
Yeah, yeah.
So how do you like in a Doctor Who sense? How do you kind of undo all of that? And it's kind of
That
just
makes sense. Yeah.
end the universe, soft reboot. So like I definitely feel like that's where they're going. If they don't, then I'll eat my words. But honestly,
Like,
like that's to me, that's definitely the way they're setting it up.
yeah, it definitely makes sense. I honestly hadn't even thought about like the timing of it all before. Actually, like whether it was gonna be we're gonna have the TARDIS slowly decay over the course of like like Flux, and then of course the specials, or if it was like that's something that was gonna come to fruition in Flux itself, and then like the specials are gonna do like their own like thing with that. Um, it's a weird way they've gone about it because like, obviously we've had the TARDIS like fucking up and shit like going wrong, going down with it before, but like just leaking diarrhea everywhere. That's a new one. That's not something we've seen before.
Yeah, that's we've had it implode, we've had it explode, we've had it get stuck in a loop. We've had everything, but never physically break down and leak.
Yeah, it's weird. And like, I know at the moment the Chimney is low key been like just a complete mess of just loose ends flying everywhere that they're gonna end up being desperate to tie it up. But like of all the stuff that's been like given to us and put in front of us, I'm trying to like think about what could be happening with the TARDIS that would like cause it to react like that, because like again that's something completely brand new. Like I said, we've seen it like spark and explode and shit. One of those explosions literally ended the universe at one point, but like just slowly just leaking some TARDIS pussy juice everywhere. That's a new one.
I did see one theory in a comment section of a video that I was watching, and someone says obviously the TARDIS it's a space time machine. It's connected to like all parts of the universe, be it past, present, and future.
Yeah.
So if the universe is getting destroyed at a certain point in the timeline completely, what's to say that it wouldn't fuck with the TARDIS in some form?
Now that does make sense. I remember thinking something along those lines actually. Like at the end of the Halloween Apocalypse, the Doctor's all like bent out of shape over the fact that we've got like end of the universe. Always wondered what it would feel like, and it's like, well, you've been to like multiple ends of the universe like multiple times.
Been there. You've done that.
Yeah, like you've kind of seen.
She's never been like trapped inside the end of the universe. If you can't.
Of course, yeah, that's true. She's never been like trapped inside it. I mean, unless you.
Obviously, you've always witnessed it, but
yeah, you can kind of count like the end of Series 5 of that, kinda, I guess. But
yeah, that's also kind of can, kind of can't.
Yeah, but like, I think we're basically like, thinking of the same thing, like the sense of like the TARDIS is like seen like both the beginning and end of the universe like time and time again. So in order for the TARDIS to now be experiencing a universe-ending event in the present day, it's obviously gonna like cause it to have a little bit of a meltdown and just like start breaking the fuck up and shit. So I guess that does make sense. It's just like I don't know. This is something that Doctor Who kind of does a lot. It likes to play fast and loose with its own rules. It's like one thing that would happen in one era, like I'm not going to word this poorly, but I'm sure you know what I mean, would like cause it to react in a completely different way in another. So like, say for example, we've got this whole universe-ending thing this time around. I feel like in pretty much any other era, that would just be TARDIS sparking and exploding and then just wiping everything out, as opposed to it's slowly leaking goo, but other than that, it's working just fine because plot contrivance. We still need to have the TARDIS around for the rest of the season.
Yes. I get what you mean, because in some cases they would probably try to. Oh, the universe is ending, and the TARDIS can't function as it has nowhere to go, or blah 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 blah. Then they'll try to close down, and then plot happens, TARDIS works again, universe saved. Obviously, this isn't like it's the end of a season, because they could easily have done this at the end of a season, and then at the next special, be dealing with the end of the universe, blah 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 blah. But no, this is the first episode.
Yeah, no. So I can only imagine we're gonna see it like gradually degrade over the course of like these few episodes, and it's like I'm all for that, and I know that's probably gonna lead to like some like climax, obviously later on during Flux or like during I guess the specials, but I'm watching these and it's like we've already got like so much shit to deal with that's been piled on top of this. Like we still even haven't even literally gotten over massive revelations from literally series 12. We've still got all the Timeless Child and Division shit to worry about still. And like it's safe to say that shit will all be coming back. So we've got all that shit to wrap up. We've also got, you know, the Flux and the origin of it, what it is and what it's doing. We've got, you know, people who are like involved in this and know about the Division. We've also got the TARDIS being killed off. We've also got the origins of all these other dudes and where they all fit in. You know, like
obviously we also have like the actual enemies of the week as well, like Sontarans. We have the Weeping Angels. We have all them as well.
Yeah, and it's like I'm
Because
sure
they're going to fit into this somehow.
Of course, yeah, of course. And it's like I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun, but it's just like I don't have faith in Chibnall to deliver this in a way that's not going to be like an absolute mess. I'm being honest. I don't have faith in the guy to be able to like neatly tie this up in a little bow with like what.
He's writing most of the episodes this season, isn't he? If not all of them.
I think he might be writing all of them. You know, it genuinely could be all of them.
Yeah. Which means either he's got some next grand master plan, and he's like thought this out like 20 steps ahead, hence why no one else is writing them, or he's just got a bunch of small ideas and he's hoping to tie them together, and it's probably going to be very, very, very loose. Because if you remember, like, we had the Timeless Child mentioned, was it like episode 2 of like the first season of 13's run?
It would have been in the Ghost Monument, yeah.
With the fucking, when on the planet, with the Ghost Monument, they mentioned the Timeless Child once, and that never came up again until the end of Series 12. Yeah, I was like, okay. Oh, yeah, that thing that they mentioned 5 years ago, I guess it ties in, I suppose. Not really.
Yeah, man, it seems like so, it seems kind of off topic now, but it's just so weird looking back at how, like, Series 11 felt like it was trying to be so, what would even be the best way to describe it? Like, standing out on its own due to, like, really...
It's like they were trying to...
Like, go on,
yeah, to be fair, the whole of Series 11, it was just new enemies. Like, Series 11 was just new enemies after new enemies after new enemies anyway. Did we actually have any, like, returning, like, monsters?
I don't think
in Series 11, or was it
just
completely new season originals?
Yeah, pretty new, I think, sure. Like that's what I was going to say. Like, Series 11 felt like it was trying to, like, stand on its own so hardcore with, like, you know, going to as back to bases when it comes to Doctor Who as possible, you know. Like, all standalone episodes, like, that are barely tied to any semblance of, like, you know, a massive load of continuity or, like, canon or anything like that. Literally just doing its own thing with just a bunch of, you know, episodic fun adventures, just doing their own thing with, like, you know, the one tiny little reference to something that could be something later.
We say fun, but they weren't.
Well,
we say fun, but they weren't the best.
Well, they were intended,
like, honestly, so
you know,
yeah.
Someone at the BBC found them fun, but then, like, you know, in contrast, you skip ahead like to Series 12, and it's like it just does a complete 180 in the opposite fucking direction, and it's so lore heavy, and it's just like I know,
and it's just a bunch of returning monsters as well in that one.
Yeah,
besides like a couple new ones.
I hadn't even thought of that. Yeah, like from what I can hear, from what I've heard, Series 11 like did a good job of introducing like a lot of like casual viewers. And for those who stuck around for Series 12 and like Flux, I feel so sorry for those people because they must be like so lost by this point. I wouldn't be surprised if they've just completely given up by now. It honestly wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, no, it definitely makes sense because it's the Series 11. Yeah, it works for new people. Oh, it's a bunch of new monsters. That's cool. Then you go to Series 12, and it's like, oh, it's a bunch of established lore. Because we start off with Spyfall. Goes, yes, I'm the Master. If you're a new friend, you go, who?
Yeah.
And then the Doctor never explains who the Master is. Goes, Master's bad. Because see, when we had John Sims Master and with 10, it was like, oh, it's the Master. Oh my god! And he explained to everyone who the Master is. Gave like backstory, blah blah blah. But with this one, it's like, Sasha Dewan's mask like, hello, and it's like, oh no, bad guy alert. Shit.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like you compare like the Master's reveal in Spyfall to the reveal in Utopia all the way back in Series 3. Like on paper they do similar things, but like they also couldn't be further from each other like at all. It's like the Utopia was
But
a
see,
perfect way
Sims
for
like
reintroducing the Master.
reveal, the Utopia reveal was like built up because there was the whole Saxon shit that was referenced in multiple episodes. There was the
Yeah.
what's the head called can't think of the name, the big head, you know who I'm on about, and he goes,
Face of
you
Bow.
are not alone, and then you find out it's Yana, face of Bo.
The
Like
big
they
head.
led up to it, but this one it's start of the season, we've got cool spy theme, and we just end the episode with a few hints. Go, oh yeah, I knew the Doctor when she was a man. Yeah, but so did half the people. Like if you worked for UNIT, you probably knew,
Yeah,
because
it's
obviously you confirm that you're a government official, so
Yeah, it's all stuff that you're gonna need like massive amounts of prior context for. But like I think the thing that feels the weirdest about it to me is the fact that like you go through all that, maybe you do some digging and do some homework to like get the context that you're like missing out on, and then like you're watching Spyfall and you're getting all into it, and it's like, oh yeah, the Master's back and he's doing some heinous shit. That's pretty cool. But like by the end of it, like the Master's plan with the fucking what's the glowy light people that look like they're wearing condoms on their heads. Kasavin, I think they're called.
don't even. Yeah, I
Like
think.
that whole thing, despite it being like this massive globe hopping adventure that like was set to have like fucked up the whole world, ends up being like so inconsequential because the real killer moment, the real like jaw on the floor moment, isn't even anything to do with that shit. It's the timeless child reveal, which isn't even like it's just strung along for the rest of Series 12. But like once that's out there, it's like if all the events of Spyfall might as well not even happen because it's like, hey, we've got the pool for the rest of the season in there. We managed to get like a fan favorite like villain in there, so like done all we need to do. Like that's all. That's all we need to keep an audience hooked in. And like we've got wildly off topic, but yeah, it's just
definitely.
that's just basically why I don't really have like much faith in Chibnall to pull this off in a way that's gonna feel like rewarding at all, because it's just like he doesn't put like agency into the areas that like need it. It's all very like superficial, if that makes sense.
Yeah. See, nothing really changes, and another reason why I bring that up is because I'm pretty sure they released like a trailer. I think it's like either early today or was it like last night, and obviously it just shows off a bit more stuff. But the one thing I did want to bring up with obviously in regards to like changes and stuff like that is, I think Jodie's getting a new coat this season, because if you think about it, she's not had a design change at all.
Oh
at
no, yeah,
any
she
point.
hasn't at all. No.
She's wore the same clothes. Where every other Doctor gets, it's usually like a small change. It might be like change the color of the coat, tie change, change shoes.
Yeah,
Like it's small changes, but Jodie's had literally nothing. But I think in like the trailer they released, I think it's, I can't remember if it was like today or yesterday. It's just a new coat, and I see
saw
that
that,
like
yeah.
you see it for like a split second. Like I like that. It's nice.
Yeah, no, like, I think I
what's
tweeted
it,
this
man?
out earlier. Yeah.
She's leaving soon anyway.
Yeah. But like
Yes.
I remember tweeting out, I was like hell yeah, I'm all for like Jodie not only getting like a new costume variant, but one with like a darker color scheme. Like I doubt I was alone on this. I know like a hell of a lot of people back when she was first revealed back in like 2017 thought that the coat she was wearing in that clip would have honestly like worked for her to a T. It was actually a really good look.
In like the actual outfit. Yeah, but then they just scrapped it. We never got like even like a reference to it, because we had Woman with Falterworth at the end, like that whole dressing up section. Not even a reference, which would have been nice at least. But
yeah. I mean, to be honest, like, I don't hate like Jodie's actual costume. It's more just like
I like it.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think it's good. I like it.
Anyway, let's get back on topic.
Of course. Yeah. So
let's come back to Flux.
yeah. So in terms of like before we move on to some of the other like things I had to things I note down to think about. Do we have any burning theories as to maybe like in terms of like the TARDIS leaking all its goop, and like theories as to how it's gonna play out, or like any shit that's gonna get revealed about it, or what? What are you thinking, bro?
I honestly think the TARDIS, obviously, I feel like I've already said this, but I feel like the TARDIS dying is inevitable, and it's the way the season's going to end, if it's like the second to last episode or the final episode.
Hmm.
I feel like it might be a case where the Weeping Angels are going to have a bigger part to play in their episode, which was what, episode 4 out of, was it 6?
Yeah, I think so.
I wouldn't be surprised if that episode ends with the TARDIS being like officially like dead, and the Doctor needs some form of way to go back in time, pre whatever time period she's in at the time getting destroyed. So she just boops herself back in time using the angels, and then we'll get episode 5 and 6 from there.
That is
I feel like
actually pretty
that would
cool.
be cool and interesting, because obviously they're leading up to the TARDIS dying, and they had the whole thing of at the end where she shoots freaking vortex energy.
Yeah,
into, like, the flux. I'm like, that's got to drain it at least some, because obviously last time we saw anyone use it was it Rose inhaling it all, then the Doctor takes it all, then puts it all back. We don't know what happens if that shit runs out.
I mean, we don't even know if that shit
she
can
just
run out.
Blasted
really,
that.
Be real.
See, we don't know. Like, she just blasted like a freaking Kamehameha.
Yeah.
And it did nothing. So I'd like to think that, oh, she tried that last resort, didn't have much of an effect. So like throughout the next couple episodes, the TARDIS is just running on empty.
God, yeah, that is.
Because we know that Weeping Angels are attracted to like the energy that's obviously in there. They want to feed on it.
Ooh,
or if
yeah,
they get there and it's dry.
Yeah, no, that actually does make a lot of sense. It's like why the angels would like be tying into all this actually, because like, you know, think about like, you know, all this typical lines of like, oh, the Doctor burning at the center of time, you know, obviously that's going to incorporate the TARDIS, and if suddenly time's getting ripped apart because the universe is ending where it shouldn't be, and we've got a dying TARDIS at the center, then of course that's going to be like a field day for the fucking angels to feed on. So I guess, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Also, I'm guessing the chat is slightly behind where we are, because I'm assuming the stream is just hearing us talk about the outfits and stuff, because LDT Productions has said that she looks like a soccer mum going to a spin class. I mean,
it's definitely behind.
I can't even deny that is just it's just a very authentic description of it. So yeah, in terms of like the actual like TARDIS dying like thing as a whole, do you think that's something that's going to get wrapped up in Flux itself, or do you think that's going to like drag on through the specials up to the regen?
Specials up to because I doubt they would just give us, and because obviously if the TARDIS dies like halfway through the season, what are they going to do? Just give us a new TARDIS design?
Yeah.
Through the season, in like the last couple episodes, and we get a new TARDIS for like a couple specials, then the regen. Like, is that what they're aiming for, or it could go either way.
Okay.
I think it'll halfway through, TARDIS is going to die. Then we're going to get another ghost monument, but better this time.
Yeah, I was literally just about to say, like, I've low-key jacked this prediction from elsewhere, but like I reckon that I reckon a lot of the loose ends might get tied up within Flux. I think it's going to be done very fucking messily and not satisfying in the slightest. But I reckon that's where most of the tying up's going to be done. And then the specials are going to have a very sort of David Tennant 2009 specials vibe to them. The dots are just kind of like flying off the handle, just kind of just out there in the universe after all the shit that she's seen, just kind of spiraling. And then we're going to reach her regen. And then I think, you know, we're going to have 13 bonding over her ghost monument again. I reckon that shit's going to come back. We're going to come back to 13 and her beautiful ghost monument. 13's going to have to, like, I reckon she's going to, like, have to die to, like, or sacrifice herself to save the TARDIS's life after all the shit it's going through. I reckon the TARDIS is going to have to, like, deal with a lot in terms of, like, you know, a whole universe of pre-Hartnell Doctors having opened up that we're now fucking with, and, you know, a universe-ending climatic event that's happening when it shouldn't be, and 13's gonna have to sacrifice herself to like save the TARDIS itself, which is pretty new actually. So like I'm down for that if that does happen. And
that's not really in her character though, is it?
I don't know. I feel like, I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of things.
She's the kind of character like, oh no, the TARDIS is dying. I'll I'll just fix it, but don't. And then I feel
Yeah,
like throughout the specials, the TARDIS over time will start to look more rebuilt, more better, and then we'll get the regeneration, and then we'll get the new Doctor, and they'll just finish off what 13 started, and then nice fresh TARDIS. So like it'll
possibly.
be like a transformation. That's like the only way I could see it going at this point.
Maybe, and that is valid. I reckon, personally, I reckon I've got a pretty good guess going here. I know that you say like it doesn't seem quite in character for 13. Honestly, there's a lot that's very iffy about whether or not it would or wouldn't be in character for 13. So this is just how I personally see it
That is
going.
true.
Like, I reckon we're gonna get like 13 having to sacrifice herself to save her beautiful ghost monument that's all been just completely fucked up by all the time fuckery going on around us. And I reckon because of that, I reckon that she'll be regenerating alone. I think over the course of the specials, at some point, we're gonna lose Yaz. I think we're gonna lose Dan. And that's something I wanted to talk
Do we
about
think
actually
we're
when
gonna
you get
lose
onto that as
Yasmin
well.
because?
So
Oh yeah, that's what we went to. I was gonna say, do we think we're gonna lose Yaz because they seem to be busy mates at this point, but they seem to bicker like every time we see them on screen alone together,
that's what I was
which
gonna say. Like, do they? Do
doesn't
they really?
really.
Like, it's weird. I know a lot of
See,
people were
I was like the clips I was rewatching. I don't think I like Yaz much anymore
Yeah, it's
because
weird. I mean, I appreciate the effort to have something actually, going on with her character. And it's like I know a lot of people were like yearning for like the TARDIS team of just 13 and Yaz, but it's like I think I said this on Twitter as well. I'm all for Dan now being on board if you know, if the alternative was just 13 and Yaz like bickering each other like you say, because like to a certain extent I can take it. I think that can build character and I think that could end up strengthening their relationship, but like when it's happening as much as it is, like I don't know, potential hot take, it's just not as fun to watch for me personally. Oh, my internet may be suffering because I can't hear you or anything you're saying. I don't know if the stream can. The stream might have gone fucked up, but that is okay. Hello, Shik. Can you hear me? Do you read me? Because There you go. Hello. Can you hear me again?
my internet died there.
Ah, okay. All good. All good. Where did
Yeah.
we lose each other? What were we saying?
Um, Doctor's gonna die alone.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure about that. And also saying about how like honestly, with how 13 and Yaz are right now, I'm glad that we've also got Dan in the mix. Like I know people wanted to see some 13 and Yaz action, but honestly, if it's how it's gonna be like when those two are alone, again, a bit of that in to a certain extent can be good, can build up some character, build up some drama, and strengthen the bond. But as it is with them two, it's just not fun. So I'm glad that Dan's in there as well. Honestly,
Yeah.
like
See,
for me
there is
personally.
like a problem with. Yeah, no, I get that, but because it seems that when Yaz and the Doctor are alone, they've been arguing a lot. We had it
Yeah.
this episode. We had it with the last special we had. I can't remember the name of it. It
Revolution of
was
the
the Dalek
Daleks.
one, and I was like, yeah. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
that came back and Yaz just screamed at like the whole episode. I was like,
Yeah.
chill. Like, I'm genuinely surprised. She actually didn't go, you pissed me off. Goodbye.
Jeez, damn. Nah, I feel that. I feel that 100%. That has reminded me though. There was I knew there was something else I wanted to ask you about that I'd forgotten about, and I'm gonna do that now because now I remember. But first, couple of things from chat that I want to pull up. Believe it or not, we actually are having people chat. We've got a couple messages
Yeah.
from Nervous. Nervous says, I wouldn't put it past Chibnall to give a new TARDIS with no explanation or thought to it, which, like, yeah, I can just wholeheartedly see that happening as well. Literally
Yeah.
a brand new TARDIS, like, completely. The Doctor's like, oh, I'll just zip back to 1963, I'll make it look like a police box, and I'll use my hammer to just mash the chameleon circuit again, and then boom, all good. And then, secondly, they said, did you notice that in the first episode, the Doctor would rather have the human race die rather than be saved? I'm not sure what they're referring to. I'm guessing they mean in the Halloween apocalypse when the Flux is coming.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, no, it's because like obviously the dog people all come to save him, and
Oh
she's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Fuck it, I'll save him." What? You can't save 7 billion people. They can. She's like, bet. And then look how that ended.
Yeah, Jesus. Can we talk about that, by the way? How, like, the human race has been, like, in jeopardy of it being, like, the victim of a mass extinction event from the stars so many times, and only now Carvanista and his people are like, oh, we gotta step in and we gotta help these motherfuckers because they're hopeless without us, so...
Actually, it's been a case where they've always just been on their way. Then the Doctor always wraps up the day beforehand, or like Torchwood would, or like whoever saves the day before they can get there, so they just turn back around. But this time it was like the flux was just getting too close to Earth, and like, well, it ain't been stopped yet. So we're just gonna keep going, I guess.
Yeah, and to be fair, like, this is Doctor Who. There's really no point in trying to hold, like, these certain kinds of restrictions over it, because if you do for the whole franchise, eventually pretty much the whole thing's gonna fall apart. But, like, I just like the idea of, say, like, for example, like, the Stolen Earth in Series 4, like, the Lupari and Carvanista and his people arrive to, like, where Earth would have been. They're like, alright, guys, we're here. Oh, fuck.
Where they gone?
But,
It's not part of the plan.
Alright, let me have a look, see what else has been said. LDT Productions has said, interesting enough, the TARDIS's interior changes, but not the TARDIS exterior. That is actually an interesting one. Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that, but honestly, like, I'm glad about that, because if I'm being perfectly honest, like, I've never liked 13's interior, whereas her exterior is, like, actually pitch perfection.
It's so nice. I really like the. It's a lot more sleek, and I like the blue light on top. It's different.
Oh yeah, like 13's TARDIS exterior is genuinely one of the best we ever have. It's just like, you look at the interior and it's like, I appreciate all the different like touches they've tried to add to it to like try and make it like you know, feel
more unique.
Yeah, and
standalone.
Feel like a lived-in place that's like changing and morphing over time. It's just I'm just not a fan of the design. Nervous has also said, I don't understand how Yaz is mad at the Doctor. Getting in prison was not her fault. Like, even I thought that in Revolution of the Daleks, to be honest. It's like, you can kind of see where Yaz is coming from, because it's like, you know, you get suddenly dropped off and you don't see them again for 10 months, and like, yeah, it is the Doctor's fault, and like, realistically, they could have just like explained it all away and just had like a chat, which I feel like this TARDIS team doesn't do enough of, and like, that does kind of play into it, really, doesn't it? You know, 13...
we do have chats.
Yeah.
I think the cancer's coming back. Yikes.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
and that does kind of play into it as well, you know, 13 being all secretive and not wanting to open up about shit, and like, you know, trying to keep shit hidden from the companions. But it's like, it does make sense for Revolution, I guess, because like, you know, what more, other than like the actual Timeless Child revelations themselves, it's like, what more is there to keep secret? You know, some rhino ass looking motherfucker jumped into your TARDIS and locked you in jail for a bit. Like, it's really not that deep.
I actually do wonder, did they ever actually tell us what crime she was actually arrested for?
I don't think so, you know. I remember like Jodie.
They just said you committed bad crimes.
Yeah, I remember Jodie having a line like something along the lines of like, I was arrested or whatever for being me or something like that. But obviously, you know, it's very you know, there's not much to that, of course. So
yeah,
like
would have been nice, because they could have referenced so many different stories. Like, oh yeah, you did this, this, and this, so you got arrested for that. A lot of people thought that she was getting arrested for the Ruth Doctor.
Yeah, exactly.
Something she probably did, because obviously she like murked guys off.
Yeah. There's also that. Actually, there's also that. I completely forgotten about that. Yeah, that is also like it probably was just like a case of confusion, I guess. You know, because they're both technically still the Doctor, but I don't know, something about it still feels so like contrived to me. I don't know, maybe that's me putting like a bit too much like pressure on this, but it's just like, I don't know, you know, you don't see fucking, I don't know, the 9th Doctor getting hunted down, but they end up with like the 5th Doctor instead, and there's a whole confusing thing or whatever. I don't know, it just seems a bit, it's not like I'm saying it makes no sense or anything, but it does feel definitely a bit like you know, a bit flimsy to me. But like, that does remind me that Fugitive Doctor does tie in some of the stuff we've got up to talk about in a bit, so like, there's actually a hell of a lot more to talk about than I originally thought. I'm glad about that. But yeah, the thing I wanted to ask about that I forgot was theories about the ultimate fate of Yaz and Dan. How do you think this is going to go down? Like, especially around Dan. What do we think about Dan? What do we What are our thoughts on Dan?
Um, he's too likable. They're gonna kill him. It's character writing 101.
Oh, you think
You
they're
make
gonna
a
kill
character
him,
that
do
you
you?
really like, they're gonna kill him. It's blatantly, if they don't kill him, they're gonna do something to him that no one's gonna like. Why introduce him if you're just gonna do X to him? Because throughout the whole first episode, he's passionate about what he likes. He takes things at face value. Goes, "Oh, I just got kidnapped by a dog." Well, okay. And then he goes to all this, and he takes like a champ. And you see at the start of the episode when he's doing like his own personal, he's just a nice guy. So obviously, why would you create well, it's kind of like Bill. Like they created Bill. Everyone liked Bill. Bill was nice. She had her own stuff. Like she had her own life outside of the Doctor, clearly. And then she died. Kind of.
Kind of, yeah. That is a Moffat era companion we're talking about there. So it's I don't know though. Like what you're saying definitely makes sense, but I'm also just like thinking back to Graham, you know, and it's just like there's multiple points where killing off Graham, while it would have sucked, would also have made a lot of sense, you know? Like, there's a lot of points in series like 12 especially where it feels like, you know, Graham getting killed off is the logical thing they're heading towards, but it also just doesn't happen.
Yeah, but if they killed off Graham, then they have to give Ryan character development, and he was a companion in series 11 and 12. He doesn't get that.
Oh yeah, no, of course, that's right.
That takes too much time away from fuck knows what.
God, I hadn't even like thought about this up until somewhat recently, but it's like even with companions that I don't really like that much, I always end up missing them somewhat. They always end up leaving some kind of an impression. I genuinely feel fuck all about not having the series 11 and 12 TARDIS team around anymore. I genuinely feel nothing for it.
See, if they put Graham back, even for like one scene, I'd be happy. I'd take that.
Honestly, like Graham and Dan meeting up, I'd be all for it. And basically, what happens
We've talked about this before. Right. We just need like the white guys in Doctor Who just having a blast.
Well, like
we'll get Graham, we'll get Dan, we'll get 12, and we'll get can't remember his name.
I was literally just about to say, oh my god, yeah, like I was literally about to say that exact thing. There's a Doctor Who Big Finish companion to the 8th Doctor who travels with 8 for a while and then ends up like traveling with 6 instead. So like genuinely we should have like Graham, Dan and Wilf all somehow go meet 12. Just a bunch of granddads in the TARDIS. That would be I'd buy like 15 Big Finish box sets of that right fucking now. I'd pre-order every single fucking one.
Just have the Mad Lads go on like giant space tour.
Yeah.
Pick up space hose.
Like the series can literally just be like Lads Night Out or something. That can be like just
like they've done. Like I know for a fact they've done like a slice of life Big Finish where I think it's 8 just lives in like a small village or something.
Yeah, isn't that Stranded? Aren't they like meant to be stranded in like 2020, and isn't it meant to be set like during COVID and that, like the 8th Doctor?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I'm like, we get slice of life stuff. Just give us that, but it's just the Mad Lads in space.
Genuinely, like, oh, like Wilf. Like again, we're really on a fucking tangent here. Sorry, anyone who happens to be watching, but yeah, no, I'd kill to like see like if the Doctor ever went back for Wilf and they like had their own little thing together, like fucking imagine if instead of James fucking Corden in series 5 and 6, we instead had 11 go back and visit Wilf instead and go on adventures.
Oh my god, that would have been amazing. Like just do like the exact same plot line, but with Wilf.
Yeah, and like replace the girl's name, what's her name, Sophie, with some like one of the older women that Wilf knows from The End of Time, and have them be like getting together.
Just any of them. That would be amazing, because obviously that's the thing. Like, don't worry about Wilf. There's no aliens around here, I think.
Yeah, and like 11 and Wilf actually would have been a good pair, I reckon. I reckon that could have been really good.
Yeah, because it goes from super serious Doctor and Wilf to old man and Wilf. No, to child and Wilf. Like, yes!
Yeah.
They should just bring Wilf back. Like, every Doctor, it's just Wilf.
Oh, like literally.
He runs up to the TARDIS, knocks on the door, opens it up. It's just a woman. I'm looking for the Doctor. It's me. Oh,
Like, nah, Chibnall, if you want to save your era, all you gotta do is you gotta bring back Wilf. You gotta bring back Wilf.
Wilf cameo.
I know Captain Jack was originally meant to fill this role, but like honestly, John Barrowman's apparently in the bin now, so just like have Wilf just be like New Who's brigadier who just keeps showing up to offer his help now and again.
I love that.
That'd be
Maybe
great.
Wolf Adventures.
But yeah, sorry, we got massively off topic there. Yaz and Dan and their fates. I reckon if I'm being honest, we're gonna get a Clara again with Yaz. I think. I reckon she's gonna like keep trying to prove herself to the Doctor, and like Yaz is gonna keep wanting to be like let in and want the Doctor to open up. She's gonna keep flying too close to the sun, and something's gonna happen to Yaz. She might even die, and obviously it's gonna really fuck 13 up, and then she's gonna go full on just fucking death rampage across the universe, and Dan's just kind of going to be along for the ride. That's what I reckon's going to happen. I reckon by the end of Flux, some horrible shit's going to happen to Yaz. We may have Dan around for the specials, and maybe like by this point he just wants off, and he feels like he's been trapped in some insane sci-fi bullshit that he can't escape from because 13's just on a death wish after losing Yaz, and like it could be that that's what she was scared of happening the whole time, and that's why she's been so distant. Maybe she didn't want another Clara situation on her hands. And I'm going to say it as well. Chibnall is definitely, from what we've seen, a man of rehashing stuff from other eras. So the way Yaz is going, I can fully...
Actually, I know what to do with Yaz.
What's that?
Yaz is going to get a Martha situation.
Oh, what, you reckon she's going to like get pissed off and leave of her own accord?
Might be pissed off, might be like, Doctor, we've done so much together, but... Because obviously they've got Graham and Ryan. I will defend Earth from down here, you do you.
Yeah.
But then, I think Yaz, like, she's already a police officer, kind of, not really. And she likes to bring it up every so often, like, I'm a cop. What if she just takes it a step further and just brings back Unit? Because I'm pretty sure Unit's meant to be in one of these specials at some point. I wouldn't be surprised if they brought Unit back.
Oh shit! I think they are. I'm pretty sure. Oh, I know what it is actually. I'm pretty sure from what I've seen from the leaks, Unit are meant to be in the Centenary special, which is also the Regen, I think.
So, would you put it past them to have Yaz leave, find out about Unit, do all this tracking, help bring Unit back to like a prominent force, comes back to the special. Doctor's like, oh, what's up, Yaz? Offered the PC for Yaz, and Yaz's like, no, I'm not a cop anymore. I'm like second in command at Unit.
You know what? Hold that thought. Put a pin in that because, now this depends on how likely do you think this is. Do you think there actually is a chance of Ryan and Graham coming back? Because do you remember at the end of Revolution when like obviously we're teaching Ryan to try and ride a bike again, and they were all talking about like, oh, there was apparently like gravel creatures coming to life, and like talking about shit that's going on in the world, and they want to go see it. I reckon maybe it's possible. I still think the more likely option is Yaz doing a Clara, but I think it's possible that we're going to get what you're saying, but also like we're going to find out that Ryan and Graham have gotten involved. And it's going to end up with Yaz, Ryan, and Graham doing their own thing with like a new fully formed unit and possibly leaving 13 in the dust. And once again, ending up with 13 alone for a regen, which is what I think is going to happen.
From what we saw in this episode and the Revolution of the Daleks, Yaz knows a significant amount about controlling the TARDIS.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if maybe with the TARDIS breaking down, it just like shatters into like pieces, and then somehow they get a hold of their own time travel shit, or somehow they get their own copy of a TARDIS. Actually, there's still the house that's the TARDIS, just chilling.
Oh yeah, shit! I forgot about that. Do you reckon like that? Oh no, I was about to say that house TARDIS will still be lying there. No, 13 murdered it to get rid of the Daleks at the end of Revolution.
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot about that. Never mind.
Casually murdered a TARDIS. Why? Like that's something I completely forgot to bring up in my Revolution review. That's something I completely forgot to bring up, and I'm just like, oh shit, that's kind of a big oversight. I feel like I really should have touched on that just a bit.
What difference does it make? They're just cleaning up loose ends with that one. Go, oh, we have a second TARDIS. Let's just get rid of it real quick.
Let's just murder it. Yeah, I mean, like, see, here's the thing. I'm going off on another tangent here, but honestly, like, I'm having fun so far, so like, I'm perfectly okay with this. A lot of people have had issues with 13's like moral decisions throughout her era. I think the decisions she's made could have like worked very well if we'd seen the ramifications of those decisions and we'd actually watched like this, you know, bubbly TV children's presenter looking Doctor have a slow descent into darkness rather than it just being like, because a lot of the dodgy decisions she makes, it does feel like something that's just kind of tossed aside and like it's just something that the writers just kind of overlooked and didn't think about. Like 13 murdering a TARDIS to get rid of the Daleks on Earth, that can make for some like serious like, you know, baggage for 13 to like make her really start to like question herself after everything she's found out. But like, it's just not been addressed at all, and I don't think it will be. But like, it could make for some good stuff if it was.
Yeah, but see, I feel like that's what normally this is what we get like in the spin-off shows. But obviously, we don't get spin-off shows anymore. Because
Yeah,
normally
no,
we'd get
so
like they'd mention this in Sarah Jane Adventures or Torchwood or Class, but Class didn't really do much Doctor
yeah,
Who
no,
stuff besides like the first episode and the last episode. But yeah,
yeah,
but
that's
like
definitely true.
it's a thing that I wouldn't be surprised gets brought up in Big Finish. Like, the Doctor saved the day from the Daleks. Now we've got to clean it up. Blah blah blah. Like, you've seen Spider-Man Homecoming, right?
Yeah,
So what if, because obviously there's the people that clean up after the Avengers.
yeah.
If there was someone out there that had to clean up after the Doctor, I would love that. Just
You
like
know
they get their own
what?
spin-off
Like
and they have
that
to clean
is
up after all these. Oh, we've killed all the Daleks, but it turns out 2 or 3 survived, and now
genuinely
they're
not
out on the
even a
loose
bad
end,
idea.
so
You
they
know,
have to get rid of them.
that is genuinely
Because we
not a bad
never
idea for
really
spin-off at
always
all.
see what happens after the Doctor leaves. So we just assume the
Yeah,
Doctor cleaned
exactly.
everything up.
Well,
We
like,
assume it's all fine.
well, we know that the Doctor like tries to actively avoid cleaning their shit up, and they just kind of get the fuck out of there as quick as they can. But like, dude, that is genuinely not a bad idea for a spin-off at all. You know, the Linda organization from Love and Monsters. I tell you what, literally just have it be like an
Yeah.
evolved like version of them, and it's like their thing that they do now.
See, that'd be cool, but we're not gonna get that one.
Yeah, no, it'd be a really like weird thing to to randomly just make into a spin-off. I'll be game for it though. Also,
Then
Archibald Lazarus in chat, how
watch
you doing, bro? They've said
that
I
round
like
up.
the episode, but I'm looking forward to the Master. We haven't had confirmation of the Master returning. Do you reckon it's going to happen, Shik? Do you reckon we've got a good chance of seeing the Master again?
Yes, definitely. They've originally, when I saw the trailers, I didn't look at any like leaks or any information or anything.
Yeah,
But when I saw what we now know was the Flux guy, the Swarm guy.
yeah.
Obviously, that was locked up at the start, like from the beginning of the universe. When I saw him in the trailers, I went, "Is that the Master? Did he just get like face nuked again?"
It
And he
does
just looks like a
like
monster now.
yeah, it does really like look and sound like Sasha Dewan, doesn't it? It actually it definitely isn't. It 100% isn't, but it really does look and sound like him. Like, I can't blame people for
Would have been
thinking
nice
that
if
at
they
all.
did, but
Like, that does actually bring me to what the next big point I wanted to bring up here, and we could have a little theorize about as well. Is Swarm what we think his deal is. And before you suggest anything, there's one big thing I want to get out of the way. It's a theory that a lot of people have been talking about. It's not unique to me, but it's like I'm pretty certain that this is like concrete. The fact that when he's trapped there at first, when he's trapped in the cell at first, it's one actor, and after he does the whole sucking up one of the other actresses and sucking up her essence and shit, it's a new actor. So I'm looking at that and I'm like, that's a regeneration, right? Like, that was 100% a regeneration. It had to be.
yeah.
Like,
Like,
there's
could it
no
be a
way.
case where, because obviously we think that all the Time Lords got what's it called, like converted, but what if what was the bomb called at the end of Timeless Children?
Oh, the death particle.
The death particle.
Hmm.
What if that isn't actually just like a death particle? Just because obviously we know about human Time Lord hybrids. What if all the Gallifreyans just got blasted throughout history?
So
and just
like it went
became
back
like
through
humans. And
time.
obviously the Swarm knows this. Yeah, and the Swarm knows this and is just collects and looks. Like you said, it looked like a regeneration wave. It's just some sort of Time Lord Gallifreyan essence that it's hunting for specifically. And that's why it's destroying the universe. It's going through. There could be Gallifreyans or Time Lords on Mars. There could be blah 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 on this planet, X planet. So it's not like a specific death particle. It's more of like a reset particle. Just resets to a certain extent.
Ooh. That is very interesting. Okay, I like the way that your brain is thinking, Mister
And
Shadow
obviously
Nose. I like that.
they have this they have this whole like psychic connection with the Doctor for some reason, which hopefully gets explained at some point. So I'm assuming that possibly because they're only, but if the Swarm is actually some form of Gallifreyan, or to be fair, we know the Doctor's not even like actually Gallifreyan, but she's from the other universe. What if the Swarm's also from there?
Okay. Interesting.
And they're like the only two of the species, and obviously now that they're free, they can psychically connect.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's very
Also, I
interesting.
don't know. It's I'm just throwing shit that comes out of my mouth
Of course, yeah,
together.
no. Well, like, I know I appreciate the effort because, like, honestly, I thought it was pretty safe to assume that, judging by how the Swarm talks to the Doctor in those sort of psychic visions, you know, making it very clear that like he knows her but she doesn't know him, and she's still someone from his past, and they have clashed before. That Swarm and the sister, I want to say her name's Azure, but I could be wrong about that. Are some kind of like ancient Time Lord kind of deal who would have like known the Doctor pre-Hartnell, like would have known the Timeless Doctors and have overseen all the shady shit that was going on in like the Division when the experiments were being done on the Timeless Child and everything. Maybe like the Timeless Doctors had some adventures on their own on ancient Gallifrey, and like there was some clashing, and Swarm was like a big villain that the Timeless Doctors fought against, and like that's what I thought it was pretty safe to assume by the sounds of things, by how it looks.
What if the Swarm is just obviously because they were experimenting on the Timeless Child to get like regeneration abilities? What if they tested all the stuff like mixing like the Death Particle and regeneration together?
Yeah.
And obviously now we have this giant wave of death. So it's like the Death Particle with like the regeneration energy just put together, because we know the regeneration energy can blast the thing apart.
Yeah, that's true. I remember
So
like I
if
was
you, if
actually
you put them together and it's just a
yeah. Now I remember I said this in one of Thari streams. Actually, I suggested that like, do you reckon the flux literally is just the fallout of the death particle? Like it didn't stop on Gallifrey; it's just kept on going, and this is just like the ramifications of it. Like the flux literally just is the death particle, but just continuing on from Gallifrey out to the rest of the universe. It'd be kind of underwhelming though, but that does feel like it's quite likely.
possibly, but I wouldn't put it past Chips to go, yeah, remember that thing that you guys all forgot about? I'm bringing it back, guys. We didn't really forget it.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, imagine if like ultimate theory right here, the Swarm and the Doctor have actually never interacted at all. When they finally confront each other, the Swarm's just gonna be like, nah, I'm just fucking with you, bro.
Uh,
Jesus.
I hate the whole Chibble thing of we've known each other for ages. Who are you?
Well, like, I mean, at
Because we
least
have that
that's...
lady who ran up to the Doctor and Yaz like, Doctor, you here? I'm like, what?
Yeah, but like at least we
I
like...
actually have a theory about her, but I'm not going to bring that up just yet.
Ooh, you're gonna save it for now. Okay. I mean, like, and I admit that yeah, it is kind of annoying, but at least we can like concretely say that that does imply that we'll tie into like the Timeless Child and the Division and everything, because like you know,
it has to.
yeah, because like you know when those two guards were like seeing where the Swarm was locked up. Did you notice that one of them was holding the exact same kind of gun that the Fugitive Doctor had in Fugitive of the Jadoon?
I never actually clocked that. I thought, I mean, that gun looks very familiar, but sci-fi show, a lot of guns look the same.
Yeah, no, it's the exact same kind of gun. So, like, this is what, again, leads me to believe that, like, you know, it's all, like, tied back together. And this is why I think that, like, even though we're all sat here theorizing and trying to come up with all kinds of kooky, crazy suggestions, I have a feeling it's going to be, like, as basic and like as straightforward as it can possibly be. Like, you know, like I say, the like Swarm being an ancient Time Lord who had some dealings with the Doctor pre-Hartnell, and like shit went down in the division, and now like obviously, you know, the fugitive Doctors like lashing out, and like certain people like, you know, trying to keep secrets covered up, and like, you know, literally the most predictable ass way it could possibly go. But I mean, like, it just makes the most sense, and I'm pretty sure that just is how it's gonna go. Like, I'll be very surprised if it doesn't, and I'll purely because of that. I hope it's not. I hope it's like a lot more intricate and out there than that. But I feel like it's pretty safe to say that, like, you know, that's almost certainly where it's probably going, more than likely.
Yeah, definitely.
100%. But like, speaking of the division and
Any other points
everything,
you want to talk about now, or
I've got a couple more bits. Speaking of the division, Carvanista, because we know from the episode that he ties into it all somehow. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah. See, I feel like that's a thing that we are just gonna be drip fed through this season, and that'll be by the end of the season we'll know practically everything about the division. I wouldn't be surprised if we go into this Sontaran episode and you find out that the Sontarans are part of the division as well, like these older ones,
Oh,
the classic ones.
Jesus. Can you imagine? I actually wouldn't mind that, you know, that could
In
actually be kind of cool.
some form or fashion.
You know what, actually? I've just had a completely random thought.
So for like
you know
each
how
enemy we're gonna get, it's gonna be like...
Sorry? Oh shit. Is your shit dying again? I'm gonna take that as a yes, because I can't hear him. If the stream can hear me, I'm aware that every now and then there's been a good bit of talking over each other. That's just because we're very brand new to this. I promise for when we do shit like this in the future, we'll get more practice, we'll get better, we'll iron it out, and it will be golden. I promise you that. But for now, I'm gonna wait till I can hear him again. So we shall see. We shall see what goes on. Ah, goodness. Who's still here, by the way? Just out of curiosity. Apparently we have one viewer. Hey, who is that viewer? Let me know who that viewer is. Oh wait, no. It says one concurrent viewer, then there it says two concurrent viewers. So if you're watching, anyone, let me know. I'm genuinely curious as to who's stuck around through this whole mess so far, while we wait for Shik to return to the land of the living. Okay, yeah, now it's down to one concurrent viewer. Hey, there we go. One viewer. Let's get it.
Back.
Hey, there he is. There he is.
That's okay. Go on me today.
That's okay, bro. All good. You're here now. I forgot what exactly we were saying.
We was talking about
the division. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like the Sontarans that we're getting in the next episode, they're gonna be some part of the division. And then every episode we get, we're gonna be drip fed a bit more information. And then by the end of it, we'll know, quote unquote, everything to know about the division. But it turns out we're actually going to know jack diddly squat.
Yeah, it's going to be like the Timeless Child in the sense like we know what the Timeless Child is, but it's also like, still, what the fuck is the Timeless Child? But like what you said made me think actually, because like on paper, like the Sontarans being a part of the division would be fun, but would also be kind of like out of character for the Sontarans as like a race. But a fun way they can make it work. You know how obviously like in the Timeless Children, Chibnall managed to tie it back to like just the weirdest of classic references. He tied it back to the brain of Morbius with all the Morbius doctors flashing on screen. I can imagine him like tying it back to like the Invasion of Time, the one random story that people don't even really know about, where the Sontarans like took over Gallifrey for a bit, and like tie it back to that somehow. That like it would be interesting. It would also just be like, what in the ever-living fuck is happening here? But it would be interesting.
Yeah, I feel like what it is we're going to find out towards the end of the season that the Swarm and the Flux, it's going to be a human-made thing and then we're going to get some political spiel that we've got once every season so far, about God knows what, and then we're going to find out it's humans. So the division had an idea: we'll either save the humans
Mm-hmm.
or we'll kill them. So the Sontarans obviously at war, and then like the division told us to wipe out humanity because the division probably has a way to send messages that time. So
Right.
they're beefing,
Mm-hmm.
but then obviously they're gonna fail. Then like, okay, what if we just save humans and then something else happens? That doesn't work, and then something else will happen in a different episode, and then the division is gonna tie into every episode in some form or fashion.
Probably, yeah. I think that's
But
definitely pretty safe to say. Yeah. Do you reckon it's safe to say that we'll almost certainly see Carbonista again?
yes.
Hmm.
If
I
not, he's gonna get like Thanos snapped. But
well,
like
it's
by the end
like
of it, everyone's gonna be restored.
like
Everybody lives.
narrative wise and logically speaking, I do think it would be safe to say that yeah, we would see more Carbonista. It's more just like whenever you see the footage of him in all the trailers, it's very obvious that all that footage is from the Halloween apocalypse. So I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So
But
yeah, not entirely
we've
sure.
the stuff we have from the trailers only. I reckon will only be from the first couple episodes, anyways.
Probably, actually, that's probably a good
So
point. We'll have
I
to see.
think the first 3 episodes are going to be like I feel like this season will be split like two acts. So we'll have Act One, which will be like the Flux and the Flux doing whatever Flux do, and the Doctor
Yeah.
will be like, I've got to gather all the information. Then the last 3 episodes will be like, I've got a plan. We're going to make the plan, execute the plan, expect the plan to go off the rails, throw away the plan, and whatever happens at the end. So yeah,
Hmm. Okay, that's definitely yeah. That's very interesting. Actually, that's a good way of looking at it. And I'll tell you what. I was gonna see if we could have like a little bit about like theorizing how exactly Carbonista fits into and plays into the division because like obviously we know that 13 was trying to track him down for that exact reason. But like the fact is, I feel like where we are right now, in terms of having literally only having seen the Halloween apocalypse, I just don't think there's enough to go on just yet. I think we need to. I think we need to wait to see more, basically. I mean, you can have a go at coming up with something if you want, but I feel like where we're at right now, I just don't think there's enough to go on to try and like pin down how Carbonista plays into it. To be honest.
yeah, definitely not.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
like us trying to predict how the season's going to end, when this season's barely just even begun.
Hmm. Yeah.
Because they've definitely set up a lot of plot threads this season.
Oh yeah. No. 100%. Like it's ridiculous.
Because the one thing that really threw me off was the whole the like was it like 1800s British people in the mines or whatever it
Oh
was.
shit. Yeah. The fuck's that all about? It's so random.
Originally, I thought, yes, this will be the Weeping Angels. They'll be mining, and then they'll find the Weeping Angels in there. I'm like, ah,
But I mean, and again, we don't even know that. I mean, it's fair. That could still be true. That could still end up being true. We don't actually know.
that's probably true.
Like, you
But
know,
then
I
I'm
wouldn't be
thinking,
surprised if that was true. To be honest, now that I think about it.
like, I don't know if Weeping Angels like hold grudges because the guy that we see could be, um, like the guy who finds them. Then the woman who gets transported back, like midway through the episode, she could be like a descendant, and obviously like they've been carrying on knowledge, which they need to pass on to someone, and obviously that's why she knows the Doctor, because maybe it could be a case where, see, this is when Mathia comes in. She knows of the Doctor through
Right.
tales, and it's been passed down.
Mm-hmm.
In order, like, we need to get the like only one person to stop the Weeping Angels is the Doctor, and she keeps missing her by like a couple of minutes, and I would
Right.
expect them to like maybe like a flashback sequence where the Doctor shows up on Earth, does something, she misses him, blah 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 blah, and then it shows a couple of events that haven't happened yet. So obviously that's why she knows what the Doctor looks like, and something like that. Either that, so she knows the Doctor because she needs to tell the Doctor something. But obviously the Doctor blew her off in this episode. And goes, yeah, I'm a bit busy. Shut the fuck
Yeah.
up.
Just a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's mad.
Either
Like.
that or
Hmm.
my other theory is I don't know if it's going to work, but I feel like she might be the next Doctor's companion.
Oh, dude,
I know it's a bit
that'd
of
be
a
really
weird
smart, you know.
one, but she joins the Doctor in like her last episode before she regens. She's like,
Hmm.
"Oh, Doctor, you're here, but you look like this. Obviously, you don't know who I am." Like, yeah, of course, because maybe she's the next Doctor's companion. It's like, "Ah, Doctor, you're here," and turns around, it's a woman. Oh, well, okay, so it's you. So you don't know me because you've died now, regenerated.
God, you know what?
Then we're gonna get a whole thing with her.
Oh man, I think that's crazy unlikely. I don't think that's gonna happen. But like, if a showrunner ever did decide to do that, then dude, that'd be a dope fucking way to introduce a
It's
companion.
setting up the companion way
Yeah.
before ahead of time, and you're like, oh my god, they've hinted at it. We should have saw it coming.
Like that would genuinely be so damn smart. It would mean that
It's not gonna happen, but it's just a
yeah.
cool idea that I had.
Oh yeah, of course, because that would mean that RTD and Chibnall will be doing like a lot of talking behind the scenes as to like what RTD wants this new companion to be like and like how he wants to set her up. But also like
Yeah.
as cool as that is, it's very obvious with like how Chibnall's like approached everything to do with this series and everything around this series. That like this is definitely like his baby. He's very overprotective of it. I don't think he'd want any of that kind of like outside influence like getting into it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get what you mean, definitely.
Yeah,
But
just with like the
that's just a
marketing
cool
and
theory, which I thought went, oh,
yeah.
it'd be cool.
Oh yeah, no, like trust me, like that would be sick. That'd be so sick. It's like it'd be kind of like how Clara was introduced during like the last of like Amy and Rory's time, except if like it was like except that was all still part of the Moffat era and part of the
It was
same
actually set
series.
up.
Like if it was in separate eras as a whole, like two different eras
Yeah,
of Who communicating with each other like that. That would be really fucking cool.
and it
I'm surprised it's
adds
not happened,
more
honestly.
to the continuity and stuff. But why why not?
Like, oh, I'd be all for that if that ever happened. That'd be so sick. But yeah. So the last thing I've got written about is like a little Well, I say written about. It's literally just bullet points for like other stuff to talk about. It's literally just like a final little thing. There's no more specifics. It's more just getting out any final theories about like either what the Flux is, how the Angels tie into it, how the Sontarans tie into it, or any of the other random elements that we saw pop up out of nowhere in the in the Halloween apocalypse. A lot of them we have already covered, but I don't think I've got anything else on the mind. I might do after having seen War of the Sontarans or like Once Upon a Time or whatever. But if you've got any you want to get out, then now's the time. We can have a little chat about that, and then I think it'll be time to wrap this up.
Yeah. See, originally I thought it was going to be like the Angels and Sontarans, blah blah blah. Originally, I think everyone thought that they were originally like going to be escaped convicts from when the Doctor broke out of prison.
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously, we before Revolution came out, we like they'd already started filming, and obviously we saw pictures and stuff, and stuff got leaked, and was like, the Doctor's going to go around capturing all these different monsters that escaped when she escaped. She's going to clear up after herself and Jack, but now we find out it's something completely different, and it's kind of annoying because that'd been cool. Like
Yeah.
Doctor's like a bounty hunter going around telling like rumors of Sontarans, like some weird suspicious knights back in the time a period where they shouldn't be. Let's go check it out, Yaz.
Yeah, no, I remember like
Damn.
seeing stuff
But
about that.
no,
Yeah. Oh man, like it, like I am like happy with what we're getting. I am having fun with it, but it's also like, man, that would have just been a really cool way of doing things. Like, having a series dedicated to like, oh, the Doctor's broke out of jail now, but I'd also let loose a bunch of other like villains and shit. Well, gotta go like round them all up because now they're causing trouble. Like, oh, that'd have been really fun.
especially like since they're keeping it short this season as well. It
Yeah,
easily
yeah.
could have worked with like an episodic thing, and throughout each episode, like they still could have kept like this exact plot line that they're doing now, but as
Probably,
like
yeah.
a subplot just in the background of each episode
I mean,
that eventually ties itself up.
to be fair, this thing's already been stuffed to the fucking brim with subplots already. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but imagine first episode starts off with I don't know, Carving stuff. you find out like if they had like hinted like there's you just see like the carvings like outline in like the back, and you're like, oh, I remember him. He was 2 cells away from me when I was locked up. Yeah, we got to stop him. And then the carvings is like, you're not listening to me. I'm innocent. I'm trying to help humanity. Blah 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 blah. And then she gets him locked back up, and then she leaves, and then you just see like the swarm as she leaves, like just decimate that time period.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that'd be cool. Well, like,
And then she goes to the next place, and it's like, and then it's Sontarans. I don't know how you got here. And then it's sometimes like, we're trying to get back home. We're trying to get back to our own time. Blah 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 blah. She's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't want to hear it.
it could have been cool. Well, like, I don't know if it would have played out exactly how, like, you're suggesting, but I wouldn't be surprised if, like, because the amount of episodes they were originally going to be got cut because of COVID, didn't they? There was originally going to be 8, but
Yeah.
instead there was 6. So I wouldn't be surprised if that actually maybe was going to be a subplot at some point, but maybe they had to drop it. Like, maybe they had all these different, like, kind of plots and narratives they wanted to do, and maybe because of, like, the lessened episode count, they had to make sacrifices and maybe drop some stuff. I don't know if that actually is true, but if it is, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if that was one of them. You know, that would make a lot of sense.
It would have been a lot better than obviously like the last 2 episodes. Finish the season, nice 2-parter,
Yeah,
and obviously that could be like Flux Part 1, Flux Part 2.
To be fair, we are getting like chapters. They've all just got their own names and shit, haven't they?
Yeah. So, I don't really like how it's just Doctor Who Flux. Like, is this a thing they're gonna do from now on? Like every
I hope not, but like I kind of like it being its own thing, but like it does concern me because it's like, you know, I've got the Blu-ray ordered, it'll be arriving in January. What's the spine gonna say? Is it gonna say Doctor Who Flux, or is it gonna say Doctor Who the complete 13th series and then maybe followed by Flux? Like, I need to know. Is this gonna fuck up my DVD like / Blu-ray collection? Like, these are the important questions, guys. These are what we should truly be theorizing about. It is the merchandise,
like,
man.
If Chibs went the whole era of like Series 11 being I can't think of a witty title for it. But then obviously Series 12 could have been Doctor Who Timeless Child, Doctor Who Flux. Maybe obviously done with the first season series 11 as well.
Yeah,
like give them all like subtitles. Maybe that would have been worked better, but
you know, I was thinking about this.
Chibnall's 11, 12 Flux.
I was thinking about this the other day, actually, like imagining if like every series of New Who like had a subtitle like Flux, like what they'd be called. Like I'm just imagining, like, for example, the RTD or like, I don't know, like Doctor Who Bad Wolf, Doctor Who Torchwood, Doctor Who Saxon, Doctor Who what would be a good one for Series 4? There's a lot going on in Series 4. Straight up spoil it in the title. Doctor Who Davros. Straight up spoil the whole thing.
Probably would have been the best, though, yeah. Stolen Earth, maybe?
Doctor Who, I mean, it works better if it's like a one-word thing, doesn't it? Like Flux. It's more punchy, has a better ring to it. Wait, so what's even going on in Series 4? You got, like, planets going missing, you got stars going out, you've got Rose coming back from the parallel Earth. Nah, there's nothing really you can condense into, like, a punchy one-word subtitle.
The only one I could think of would be like Meta Crisis, but that's not something that was hinted at too heavy.
Yeah, no, it's a bit too loose, isn't it? It's just it's some of this just kind of like
too loose and only refers to like one thing.
Yeah, it's some of just
kind of happens. Like Doctor Who like Return, but then that would be like for like the first series because obviously that's when Doctor Who returns. Doctor Who Resurrection, that's actually a really good name. Actually, that could work.
Doctor Who Infinity War or Doctor Who Endgame.
Dun dun. Endgame. Yeah, no. LDT production says Doctor Who Resurrection. Actually, I think that's probably like the better name that you could go for.
Probably. You know what? Like, screw it. Let's just like before we round this off, let's just keep going. Right, Series 5. What'd be good? Because Doctor Who Pandorica would be a bit too obvious, I reckon. And Doctor Who Cracks just sounds funny.
Correct. It's a YouTube too.
Oh god.
I was gonna say Pawns, but that's more of a like a season 6 kind of title.
That'd be good for Series 6, yeah. Doctor Who Pawns. Series 5 though. I don't know. That is a tricky one. Series Series 5. Cracks in Time, Pandorica. You got the Alliance. Could go with Doctor Who Alliance, but again, that's just kind of one thing that happens like in the finale. It's not really like a major like overarching thing for the series.
Come on, LDT, you got this. Just give us an idea.
Doctor Who Resurrection, Doctor Who Revelation, Doctor Who Remembrance.
See, it just sounds like yeah, of the Daleks. Revolution of the Daleks.
Doctor Who of the Daleks.
Doctor Who is the Dalek.
Making fun of the Resident Evil movies naming system, but thanks. Nice. I'll tell you what then. Let's unless there's anything else you want to say, Shik, I reckon we can round it off there. I reckon that's been a pretty good productive stream.
Yeah, I'd like to thank the few people who did join.
Yeah,
we might use it again.
Yeah, like I mean, 100%.
It went better than we thought it would.
It really did.
We
like
had at least one person join.
Yeah, at least one person stuck around for like the whole thing. Yo, LDT Productions, you're the real MVP. Like for sticking around through the whole thing. Like
we love you.
What else we got? Like Archibald Lazarus was in here. Like there's someone who comments on my videos a lot. We got
Nervous.
Tharis was in here at the beginning. Tharis was here at the beginning. Like I didn't expect him to stick around for the whole thing. He's a busy guy looking at leaks and stuff. But I mean, it was dope that he was here. Is there anything else to get out? Anything else chat wants to like? The one person remaining in chat wants to drop on us or Oh, actually, I need to remember to. I'm popping a link in chat. It's to the channel that this stream will be archived on, and all future streams. So yeah, all future streams on my channel, including this one, will be archived on that channel, and I'll be tweeting that out later on. But yeah, so Shik, how about like this was fun? Do you want to keep doing this when each new episode of Flux comes out?
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, we can just add on to what we like our already existing theories. We'll just make. I said this. We should do a podcast. This is our new podcast.
This is it. Yeah, just Doctor Who Flux theories live with TheArmedShadow. Not got the best ring to it. We can like the title's a work in progress.
We'll workshop it. We'll workshop it.
Yeah. We'll
Doctor Who Flux. Sweet fuck. Flux.
Doctor
Who Flux. Obviously, we hope to see you next week. Hopefully, we'll try to do it about the same time next week if we can. Obviously, if we're not busy.
Yeah. It's there was definitely a lot of shimmying around with the times and days for this one. I don't think we'll be able to adhere to a specific schedule because like we both work and shit. But like we'll try to do one whenever we can, and like I'll be tweeting out and stuff whenever it's gonna happen. Doctor Who bigger. Doctor Who bigger.
Yeah, obviously,
it's bigger.
Obviously, if this does get bigger, we can obviously invite other people on and get their thoughts. Obviously, instead of just us two. Obviously, I'm not the most knowledgeable on Doctor Who. I've only released a New Who and a couple of classic stories that George has harassed me into seeing.
Like,
but
hey,
get more people in, get more thoughts.
Yeah, you're one of the few people I'm able to like talk about this stuff. So like, it is what it is. Doctor Who sucks. Ah, goodness. But yeah, hopefully next time it'd be cool to maybe like, I don't know, maybe like I want to see if next time I can drum up more enthusiasm in my Twitter circle. Maybe get some like other YouTubers on to temporarily appear as guests, give their own theories and stuff. Could be a lot of fun.
You got all this Twitter clout, and for what, George? For what?
I know. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Look, like it's for a good cause. Okay, it's all for the cause.
Yeah, we could definitely make this bigger. You remember that thing I sent you before, the One Piece thing, where we had bare people joining.
Now.
Of course.
Okay. Anyway, I've got to go. I've got stuff to do. So obviously this was fun. Obviously we'll do this again another time.
100%. Yep, doing it next week for War of the Sontarans.
Okay. See ya.
Alright, hell yeah. Well, see you then, my dude. You have a good one.
Bye. See ya.
Goodbye. Alright, TheArmedShadow has left the building, in which case it is my turn to round things off. So, I'm assuming it's just... Oh, it says we've got 2 concurrent viewers in at the moment. So to those 2 people, and of course to everyone else who, like, I say everyone else, a couple of other people who did join, if they end up checking this out on the archive channel, thanks for coming out. I'm glad it wasn't just us screaming into the void. There actually was a little bit of a interaction there. That's always fun. Glad someone found it entertaining enough to tune in and sit through it all. We'll be doing this next week if we can for War of the Sontarans, expand on our theories a bit more, see what else we can come up with. In the meantime, yeah, I'm assuming it's just you, LDT, so have a good night. Anyone else watching on the archive channel, hope you enjoyed. More coming soon. I'm gonna head off now. Thank you very much for actually a very fun stream, and we will see you people another day for War of the Sontarans. Thank you very much. Goodbye.